Oh, boy.
We are back and we are live. You already know what time it is. It's PTPOD time and we are back. This is PTPOD. You know, you say, Mike, you got a lot of damn shows. You're right, I do. We cover everything. We do all kinds of stuff. You like Power Slap? We got you. You like current events? We got you. However, you like good interviews with up-and-coming stars, people you can say, I started following this guy way back when, and now he's got his Netflix special, and now he charges $100 a ticket. Where'd he go? Oh, my God, where'd he go? He was sitting in my green room, and then he just disappeared. Billy, where did you go? Let's see here. All right. We are doing it. We are doing it live. I'm literally in the middle of introducing the guest, and I look, and he's gone. What the heck? Let me check on that. Give me one quick second here and check on that. Give me one moment. Let's see here. So how are you? How are you guys doing? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody doing it large and doing it live and doing it well. I don't know what happened. My man just disappeared on me, and that's okay. That's all right. We're going to put it together and we're going to get it. Got a message. No, that is from someone else. Let's see here. All right. Gonna try to find him. So that's what we're gonna do. And we are looking here. So that's fun and fun times. You know what I mean? Fun times, fun action. That's what it's all about, is fun. So we are gonna find Billy Sherman. Where did he go? I don't know. I've never had a guest sitting there and in less than 60 seconds he disappears. So we are going to try to find out what happened there. Yeah, we are back, guys. Little technical difficulties, but we don't let that stop us. My man is so busy. He's got so much going on. He's on the road right now going to his next gig because he's so famous. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Billy Sherman.
What's up, everybody?
You get all the pew-pews, my brother.
Oh,
How are you doing, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, dude. I gotta hold my phone. My phone literally blew up. That's how awesome this show is. That my phone actually exploded in a million pieces.
You are hot, baby. You are hot.
I'm hot.
You got it going on. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm just glad you're back. I'm like, I have never had that happen. Where I have somebody in the green room. I'm like, give me 2 minutes and you'll be live. And in the 2 minutes, he's gone. He's just gone. You know.
You froze. I saw your face. You froze. And I was like, okay, Michael, what's going on? And I was talking for a minute. And then, so I said, all right, let's just hard restart on the phone. And then my phone was, it overheated. So I was like, man, okay, we're here now.
Fun times, man. You got to get better, man. What kind of Nokia do you have? You got that flip phone from the 90s?
I got it, dude.
What are you rocking, bro?
I got a Pixel. I got a Pixel 2.
A Google Pixel 2. Okay. Yeah, man. No, that phone was hot back in 2013. I love it, man. You know, I didn't even know Google still made phones. I didn't even know Google still made phones, dog. So talk to me.
Yep.
So for those
they got a Google Pixel 9.
Nice. And clearly it's great. So anyway, what an advertisement for it. He's just sitting here. So you are in Austin right now. Is that correct currently?
That is correct. I am living in Austin, Texas. I moved here in September of last year.
And you've been making big waves, man. You've been doing it large. You already got your little comedy crew. For those that don't know, a little background. I knew this man for over 10 years, 15 years. We started out. He started doing comedy with us in Hawaii. I knew his father. His father was a great comedian, Billy Sherman Sr. Still is, maybe? But anyway.
He's a little retired, yeah.
Yeah, still killing it. I hope, living his good life. You know what I mean?
Killing it in that nursing home.
Oh, I bet he's the talk of the town in the nursing home. I bet he kills it out there. So, yeah, man, I bet he's killing it out there. So, for those that don't know, man, you recently did Kill Tony. How was that experience? There you are. For those that don't know,
I'm sorry, I lost.
I said, I bet your dad's killing it in the nursing home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so I remember the Fox Force 5. I wanted to bring that up. You remember that was your crew back in the day, the Fox original. Force 5. And that was the original crew. And you and James Monet were like my stand-up comedy uncles. I couldn't have asked for more.
Shout out to James. You know, we still talk all the time. In fact, he was on my Power Slap show recently. We still talk probably at least
okay.
More. Yeah, man, we keep in touch. He's doing big things. He's headlining the Ice House in Pasadena next weekend, I'm pretty sure. Or he might have just...
Okay.
So, yeah, man, he's doing it too. You know, he's just, you know, it's hard in Hawaii. You know what I mean? It's not like here where it's like, I'm in Texas. I get a gig in Arkansas. I can get in my car and drive to Arkansas. You know what I mean? You get a gig outside of Hawaii. You're like, well, I'm going to need $500 just to get there. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But, you know, because he's doing TV and movies and blow it up, it's easier for him. But us poor dudes, us working stiffs, you know what I'm saying? So,
it's tough. It's hard.
Yeah, man. So, okay, so you were telling me a little bit about how you moved from Hawaii and you went like all over the place, but you went originally to Wisconsin. Is that right?
Yeah. I did a lot of traveling. I wanted to see more of what comedy had to offer. And, you know, I knew that it was a whole world outside of myself. So I knew I had to go to New York City. I had to see the real, you know, the really rough late night comedy, open mic comedy. Like I wanted to do that. Pay the $10-15 just to do an open mic. Like I was encouraged at a young age to do it. And then I did stand-up comedy there. I did stand-up comedy in LA. I did some stand-up comedy in Bangkok, Thailand. That was crazy. And I just found out that, you know, it almost doesn't matter where you are doing stand-up, as long as you're doing the stand-up. That's really
Right.
the main thing. I got in my head, I used to think, well, if I'm not in a big city, I'm really not doing anything with my comedy. It's like, no, that's not true. You can come to Austin. There's over 1,000 comedians all competing for stage time, like right now. You
Well,
know,
Austin is the new LA. I mean, people are literally
it
moving
is.
all over the country. Shout out, and James will give me props. Literally about a year ago, we were having this conversation, and I was like, man, and he was like, LA this and LA that. I'm like, LA ain't nothing no more, dude. Everybody's going to Austin. You know, that is where it is. That is where the action is.
True.
That's where people are moving, you know, and because you can get the most stage time. In addition to that, there's so many comics, you know, and that's something that people don't talk about. Is that you go to a club, and most clubs are struggling if they're going to book a comedy show, right? If it's not a comedy club. And they're going to give you a chance, and you're going to put on a show. But talent, do you have guys that are going to be good enough to hold the 15 minutes you're asking them to hold to where it doesn't look bad on the venue? You know what I mean? So that's the great thing about Austin, is that you have that. You have in spades, you know what I mean? You have that. So that's awesome. You have all the talent you need. Like I said, man, I'm telling you, to get money, man, you should look at like Georgetown. You know what I mean? 40, 50 miles outside of Austin. You have the talent to take there. You guys could jump in the car. You can get paid real money versus, you know, waiting in line. Just my thought.
Yeah.
Just my thought, man.
No, so. I agree. I haven't had the ability to recently in the last couple of weeks just because I was sick. But dude, as soon as I get off, like I'm starting to feel a little bit better. As soon as I start get on, I'm planning on hitting the road, doing more shows. There's also San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. You know, these all have respectable scenes to them. San Antonio was actually very, very nice scene. It's a small supporting scene, but you know, all of Texas, man. And you know, it's crazy. It's been like adrenaline for my social media. I've blown up to 1,000 views, which some people that might be small. Some people that might be just getting your start, but I got literally 1,000 followers on my Instagram in, you know, under 4 or 5 months. Nice. So it's very possible to build your brand out here, you know?
It is. And not only build your brand, but get those opportunities. I think that's a lot of why they, I think that's a lot of why people move, is just to have those opportunities. You know what I mean? And right. To get there and to do that. And that's what you've done, man. Just so much respect for you, bro, because so many people don't do it. There's a million excuses not to go. And man, like I know the living is hard. You know what I mean? You're not living easy. You're not rich, you know? So you're literally doing this for comedy, and it's hard to make money in comedy in the beginning. So, you know, shout out to you. How do you feel, man? Like, how have you developed as a comedian? How would you say you've developed?
I have my own special style on how I do comedy now. You know, before I would always have the, how do I do this? Or how do I tell this joke? Or how do I do that thing? And now I more or less know the direction that I want to take things. But I'll say when I was younger, a lot of it was just, you know, going like the shock humor. And I've kind of petered out from that. I think I've matured from it a little bit. I don't just go for the easiest punchline, you know? Right. I go for something that's a little bit more, you know, nuanced, a little bit more character to it. And I know when I was starting out 17, I was like, what's the most fucked up thing I can say? It's like, I don't always have to say that fucked up thing, you know? Like I've got fans coming over. I've got fans coming over on my show over here.
See, they know Billy Sherman. They know it's Sherman Take Comedy. I know you're badass, Billy Sherman, because I gave you that name when you started.
You want to see this is my number one fan right here. This is my number one fan.
What the fuck is that?
Say hi. You are live on the PT podcast.
Fuck!
So, okay, just a backstory. It's a good friend of mine, and they're just visiting to cook us some food. So that was what that was. I'm sorry if that was chaotic.
Well, that was great. That was awesome, man. Have her come back. What's her name? Bring her on. Let's talk.
That's Keisha. That's Keisha. Oh, she's scared now. Now she ran in the house.
Come on. Tell Keisha she looked cute. Tell her to come on.
She is a cutie. She has a love series podcast. If you want to check that out, she likes to talk about love. Yeah.
Great. What's
or the lack of love.
got to do?
What's love?
Got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? But that's awesome. Tell Keisha we'd love to talk to her sometime.
Oh, yeah.
So I love the fact that she got nervous. That's hilarious. So but you got this. So okay, so you've traveled around. You've done New York and LA, right?
Yep.
Which town is better compared to Austin? Well, let me ask you this. New York, LA, Austin. Right now, Austin, the newest, but definitely the 3 comedy hubs in the world. You know, that you kind of got to get love from one of those places to move on in your career. Or you at least got to have people in those cities notice you for you to really go and get out of the indie scene if that's what you're looking to do. So what would you say is like, what do you like better of the 3?
So what I love about Austin is it has such an old school approach to what stand-up comedy used to be. And it doesn't believe in comics paying for stage time. Whereas the other 2 scenes, you pay for stage time. And not only do you pay for stage time, you pay to perform in front of no one or comics.
Wow.
And that's tough. That's tough in New York. That's tough in LA, you know? So you have to pay for stage time out there. The old school rule is, hey, you're a comic, you don't pay anything. You just go up and you do your time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love that. I personally love that. I wish everything was old school. And I don't think we should charge comics for stage time. I just don't think that's appropriate, you know? But with the other scenes like New York, I mean, every night you have a show. I mean, every night we have a show here in Austin too, but every night there's something going on at Gotham or Broadway Comedy Club or, you know, Greenwich Village. There's always something going on, right? So it's worth it to mention that New York still has prestige. I don't know what LA is like anymore because it's been years, and I don't have too many friends out in LA. I've got a lot of buddies out in New York. And then, you know, but here's the thing about Austin that I love too. It's so easily accessible. All of the stages, all of the mics, all of the venues, Mike shows that you've been to. Creek in the Cave. You were telling me you've been to Creek in the Cave. You probably every mic I've been to, you've done a show at or done something at. So
back in the day, yeah.
Right. But there's still the spots. Creek in the Cave is an excellent spot. It's an excellent spot for comedy. We got Shakespeare's Pub, which is right there next to Mothership. If you can get on Mothership, we've got the open mic there every Monday at 7.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of opportunities.
Gotta ask as a as a basic butt fan, as a basic ass. People talk about how amazing the Mothership is. So is it truly that amazing compared to the other clubs?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Because Mothership is a great club, and I've had the privilege of performing at the Fat Man Room, and that's a good room. That's a hot room for comedy. It's just built perfectly for it. I've also performed at Broadway Comedy Club, and I've performed at other clubs, you know, in LA and stuff. And it's really hard to have the comparison. I'd say like a club like the Improv is so well known out there in Los Angeles or San Francisco, right? I definitely would say the Mothership is, if not the best, one of the best clubs you could possibly perform in. I also think Vulcan Gas Company is also a really good club as well here in Austin. So, you know, and there's not too many people talk about Vulcan, but I've been to Vulcan and I'm like, that's a really good room. It's a hot room. Everybody wants to laugh, you know?
It's getting hate on the internet. So whenever the woke comedians give hate to something, you know what I mean? I'm in. I'm in, baby. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So
you know, it's funny. It's the opposite here in Texas because I noticed there's like these speakeasy woke rooms.
Oh yeah.
It's so you know, because you would think it would be the other way around, like, oh, I'm not allowed to say these words. It's like, oh no, actually, we're gonna talk about, you know, Kamala Harris or whatever. You know, they're gonna do their woke room, and so the woke rooms have become like the speakeasy, you know, inclusive place. But I like all intrusive comedy. You know what I mean? I like crazy stuff. You know, so. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, I think Mothership, to answer your question, man, Mothership is still a very, very good club, one of the best clubs, and honestly, even getting on for Tony and that whole experience was fucking great, man. I loved it.
Do you get past once you get on for Tony, or do you still have to keep working the club scene there?
Yeah, I mean, you getting past for Tony is a special thing, and you really have to be truly remarkable, or Tony just sees something in you that will get you to that next level, right? And I think I see a lot of guys. They get on Tony. They get a golden ticket. That's a really sweet spot to be in. Or they get on Tony and then they get regular C, and it's like, man, now you have to work even harder. Trigger warning, baby. Oh, I like it. I didn't even see that.
Vulcan Gas Company, trigger warning. The only safe space is the exit, May 2nd, 10 p.m., right? it looks awesome,
The safe
right?
spaces. Yeah.
And then this dude deleted yesterday per request, uploading today because I'm blocked and it's still funny. And the dude is saying basically there was a shitty thing to put my flyer in Bad Comedy Flyers, but they're a bunch of assholes in this thing anyway. So shitting on comedians for promoting their shows. That's how you get there. So because Vulcan, yeah, it's kind of rude. And he was like, I didn't know it was yours. I wouldn't have done it. Didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. Yeah, but you run this site. But anyway, he says again, it's because it's the Vulcan. Yeah, I took it down. The page is funny. Definitely didn't mean to throw shade on you. But the Vulcan. So they hate the Vulcan. Woke comics hate the Vulcan. So I'm in for that. You know what I'm saying? Always. There you are. You're back.
Yeah. Am I getting in and out again?
You're back. You're back. I was just showing you that the Vulcan was getting hate. And I don't understand, because the Vulcan has been known for a decade to really help comedians, launch comedians. They provide opportunities when the clubs don't. You know what I mean? Is there still an Austin Comedy Club, or did that go away because of all the other rooms out there?
No Austin Comedy Club, but I did meet a guy recently, and his name's Sir Randall, and he has the official title to the Austin Comedy. That is the name of the actual place. It's called The Austin Comedy. And I guess he owns the domain to that. So
nice.
Interesting.
Nice.
But
yeah, I'm sure somebody owns the Austin Comedy Club.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great club. But also other guys come in, bigger clubs. It's competition, baby. That's what this whole game is about. You know what I mean? So do you headline? Do you feature? What do you do the most right now?
I'm actually going to be headlining on May at Shakespeare's. So
okay.
I'm back again.
You're coming in and out on
honest to God. Damn. I might have to do the laptop.
It's all good, man. We're wrapping up. We won't be on too much longer. We only got about 10 minutes. I want to show this real fast. I'm going to show a video of your stuff.
For Billy Sherman, everybody. Here we go. Billy Sherman.
What's up, everybody? Yeah. So I'm Puerto Rican, Portuguese, Native American, Middle Eastern, Italian, and Jewish.
You remind me of your dad. Dude.
And if I was a woman, I would look exactly the same. I'm Puerto Rican and Jewish, which means I'm expensive garbage. So, yeah, stuff being Puerto Rican and Jewish. Puerto Ricans are known for two things. They know how to dance and stab people. So please laugh at these jokes. I was driving down the street the other day and I saw a sign that said, "Drive like your kids live here." So I drove away. Actually, I don't remember what I was doing because I was wasted. So, yeah. My mom told me that if my son pees on me, it means that he loves me. So I figured I'd show my dad some love. And now I can't go back to the cemetery.
I know he loves
Billy
that joke.
Sherman.
I know he loves that joke.
How long you been on stand-up, Billy?
About 10 plus years.
One day.
All right, so that is a sample of you on Kill Tony. Awesome shit, man. Congratulations. That's badass. So, yeah. And he's frozen right now, and that's okay. He is frozen. Locked up. Rocked up. So, I think We're gonna call it for now. We're gonna book him when he has a better signal, better connection. We're gonna book him, and you got to come back, Billy. We'll plan it. In fact, we'll set up a time where we know you have an hour and you are in a solid spot, not moving and grooving from gig to gig. Thank you so much for joining us, though. And guys, thank you so much for joining us. Let me give you Yeah, this has been the PT Pod with Billy Sherman. We're going to come back and do a better interview, a longer interview. We're going to get into it, but we wanted to show you that he's hot. He's doing it. If you're in Austin, go see him do some comedy. Guys, this has been the PT Pod presents Billy Sherman. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, boy!